Hi guys, I'm Aaron and I'll be your host for today. And this is Law and History in 5 minutes, where in 5 minutes or less, I tell you about a historical fact and the laws that apply to it today. And today, the subject happens to be toilets. Yeah, toilets. So, I will take you through some historical facts about toilets and urinals, and after which I will mention some weird laws and practices that still exist today. Stay tuned. Now, on the 1st century AD, Emperor Nero, yes, that Nero, the guy who offed himself, introduced the vectigal urinae. Now, these were laws that allowed him to tax the urine collected from public toilets. This was abhorred by many people. It was thought of as disgusting, and in fact, it was unheard of at the time. But this was actually influenced by the fact that the largest component of urine, which is ammonia, was actually used at an industrial scale for laundry. It was also used for oral hygiene, and in fact, the thicker the urine, the more expensive and prized it was. And wealthier Romans who could afford it, in fact, imported urine from the Iberian Peninsula, that is modern day Portugal, because it was believed to be the thickest and most potent. Yeah. So, when he died, a civil war ensued, and at the end of the year, and 4 emperors later, Vespasian came to power. This was in 70 AD, where Vespasian reintroduced the vectigal urinae. And as one would have expected, again, he was unpopular. And Romans everywhere started mocking him, naming pit latrines after him. And this has actually persisted to date, which is why in many French-speaking parts of the world, you will find that pit latrines are referred to as Vespasian. Suetonius tells us about an incident between Vespasian and his son Titus, where the latter was also incensed as to the reason why his father would enact the laws. Vespasian grabbed a handful of coins, thrust it into his son's nose, and asked, "Does this smell?" One would imagine his son was confused and cowed, answered, "No." To which Vespasian, most definitely, in a wry smile, quipped, "And yet, it is from urine." It is actually believed that that is where the maxim pecunia non olet came from, which basically translates to money does not smell. In this segment, we are going to explore some of the weird laws and practices that still exist to date that are obviously related to toilets. We shall head over the Caribbean, specifically Jamaica, where the Towns and Communities Act is still in force. Now, Section 5 of this act actually makes it unlawful for an individual to empty their privy between 4 a.m. and 10 p.m. Now, for those of you who do not know, a privy is basically a waste bucket that or waste pan that one would relieve themselves in when they could not access the outhouse, that is the outside bathroom, because indoor plumbing wasn't a thing then. Next, we head over to Europe, Scotland, where if you are a homeowner, it would be expected of you to allow any stranger into your home if they needed to use your facility. Now, I'm trying to imagine an instance where a stranger actually walks up to your house and knocks, like, "Yo, I want to use your bathroom." Would you let them?